Hello everyone, I am Mr. Chaos, and what you're going to be seeing in this video is the first episode of a series that I believe I announced back at the end of my 1000 subscribers Q&A video, but the announcement was I was going to be starting this series called Taking YTPs Too Seriously. Now I'm just gonna describe to you what more like no. I'm going to be describing to you guys in more detail of what the series really is. So it's basically a series where I react to a YTP I've seen before, only I take kind of a more in-depth look at it. Like, I pause it every now and then to see the craziness that's going on and to catch the details or Easter eggs that I missed. And while, doing some really, insane commentary, which makes me look like a very sensitive person who's like, oh no, why are they doing that in front of camera? I've gotten used to that, of course, but like I've said before, what I think makes a good reaction, especially on my channel, is when I react to something that's pretty sexually explicit, and I will admit I am actually in real life kind of sensitive to that kind of thing, but I just realized it makes for a pretty good reaction. So I mean, as long as you guys enjoy it, and as long as I have a passion for still doing videos, then I'm all for that. So yeah, this is gonna be like that, only kind of to a whole new level where I actually pause it. And in this first episode, I'm gonna be taking a closer look at a YTP called "The Rat Who Shagged Me" by Fawful. Pretty sure we all know that one. The Arthur YTP. Yeah, the one where we all at the end up thinking, I don't remember my childhood being this trippy. But yeah, I thought it was a crazy YTP when I saw it, so I thought, okay, this would make a pretty good YTP for the first episode of taking YTPs too seriously with Mr. Chaos. So yeah, that's what you're going to be seeing in this video, so yeah, enjoy the first episode. The TV show Arthur used to be, one of my most favorite shows as a kid. When I watched it on I forgot what channel it was called, but yeah, I used to watch it when I was a kid, and I didn't mind the show. I mean, it wasn't my most favorite show. It wasn't the biggest show I look forward to, but I liked it. I mean, as a kid, I realized that it was obviously kind of a life lessons kind of show, where we teach kids the values of respecting others, or problems and trials that will come up in a normal family's life. It was that kind of show. It was kind of like the Berenstain Bears, only from a different atmosphere. So yeah, apparently there's this really crazy video of it called "The Rat Who Shagged Me." Immediately when I see that title, I think, what does that have anything to do with Arthur? I don't know, maybe there's some kind of thing hidden in the YTP that kind of actually makes the title make sense, but I don't know, let's just see what this is. So without further ado, let's just play this video. I really don't know what I'm getting myself into. Why is Buster kissing Hitler? Why? I guess Buster just likes falling in love with horrible people. I have nothing. What happened to Arthur and, okay, I don't remember that character's name, but what happened to Arthur? You know what he looks like? He actually kind of looks like Shrek, only, skin color. I'm pretty sure if somebody actually took a screen cap of this and actually recolored Arthur's face to kind of the light green that Shrek is, he would look like Shrek. Because doesn't his kind of sloppily drawn ears in this picture kind of resemble an ogre's, ears? I don't know, he just looks like a Shrek with glasses. And the way he's drawn, it looks like somebody just redrew Arthur in, Microsoft Paint or something. I mean, it just looks like Arthur was just drawn with, the kind of the draw line feature, and somebody just used the paint bucket tool and then just painted him in. I mean, they didn't do a bad job, but Seriously, Arthur looks ridiculous. Okay, out of all of them so far, this picture actually looks pretty self-explanatory, actually. Like, when you first look at it, like, really fast, it looks more like this character is actually sweating. But, there's only a singular caption down there that says sobbing, so I don't see how this is meant to be strange. Like, because for once it actually makes sense. Like, she's clearly sobbing, like, those are tears, so with my best knowledge, I really don't know how to find this weird. Okay, this picture is actually a little more laughable than strange. Like, okay, Binky, first of all, has a piranha plant on his head. Or, wait, is it, like, a part of his head? Like, has this piranha plant in its pot, has this piranha plant been fused into Binky's head, and has it become, like, a part of his body? Because if it has, I mean, that would actually be a cool, like, melee weapon. Like, if he ever gets in a fight, he could use the piranha plant to, like, defend him. And with Arthur clearly has a chicken pox, and Binky's making fun of him, so I don't know how this is playing out. How does this picture make sense? Like, what does Binky having a piranha plant for a head have anything to do with Arthur having chicken pox? Maybe the piranha plant, like, bit him and maybe affected him with it. But then again, the piranha plant isn't a chicken. I'm at a loss of words. I don't think I really need to explain what's going on in this picture. Just, no.
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that...
So apparently Arthur tripped on his own head. He fell down, and it's really only JonTron that feels bad for him. Just, I have nothing.
As an original point of...
I would talk more about Arthur being, like, crushed by the closing book, but what? Why is Arthur's mom, like, being touched by what looks like the teacher, Mr. Ratfern, in some kind of war suit? Like, wait, is Mr. Ratfern actually Hitler, or, like, what is going on? Why does the title say Dare? Why is there a gun next to the book? Okay, what? Just what even? Like, what? Why is Arthur's house, like, in the middle of, like a ghetto? Like, there's, like, factory pollution, and his room's, like, on the roof? I mean, that's what it looks like, because he's not, like, going out onto a road, he's, like, jumping out onto a roof, so... Just what the hell kind of city is Arthur living in? I mean, seriously. Creepypasta Arthur much? Okay, this picture is what dreams are made of. Seriously, like, what is going on here? Is this like a decapitated head rave or something? What is going on? Like, okay, first of all, like, the one closest to the middle has no eyes and an oversized mouth. Binky looks surprisingly normal. DW looks older than she really should. I mean, she has glasses and she has kind of, like, her facial parts of her body are kind of sagging like she's old or something. One of them is a pretty die-hard Hitler fan. That guy with the mustache, I believe, is supposed to be Arthur's grandfather. He has a creepy as shit stare, though. The girl with the ponytails up there has, like, human eyes inside her glasses. Francine down there with with Awful Fawful's kind of symbol down there looks surprisingly normal. one other girl character down on the below left has the face of Waluigi. Buster has like 2 sets of ears, and wait, what is that between his lower ears? Like, is that supposed to be like the arches of the Golden Gate Bridge? Because for some reason that's what it looks like to me. Like at first I thought it was supposed to be like a schlong hanging down or something, but no, I don't know what that is. My closest guess is that's probably the arches of the Golden Gate Bridge or something. The girl up there has magenta colored hair, I mean, and her mouth looks more like a zipper. There is no good word for this picture. Like, literally, drugs is too good a word for this picture. A dream is too good for this picture. A rave is too good for this picture. This is... Okay, I'm not really sure where this is from, but that on Francine's face looks creepy as all hell, I gotta tell you that. Apparently Arthur got hit by the Washington subway. I guess what Arthur learned that day was you should never be riding your bike near a train coming out of complete nowhere. Like, what even? Okay, Arthur, you really need to get your house together. Like, okay, first of all, on the left of the screen you can see a picture of, again, that kind of Shrek looking like Arthur again. And on the right you see that thing that kind of looks like one of those like art projects that I'm guessing a few of you have done in school before. You know, it's that picture, it's that project where you know, draw a picture and you have to make like 3 different colored versions of it. I forget what those are called, but that reminds me of that, and it's basically DW with something happening to her. Really, anything could be happening to her at this point. Okay, his family was normal for 1 second, and now this happened. Okay, first of all, it looks like Arthur's grandfather is clearly a cannibal. Still with that creepy as hell stare on his face. That doesn't even make it even better. But... okay, Arthur's mom became like some kind of... She became like an older dressed kind of person. She looks like she's from kind of like the Roman times because she has like a big robe on her. And she's... What is she holding? Is that supposed to be Kate, which is the name of the baby in the show, by the way? She's supposed to be holding like baby Kate, only... Has her skin burned off? Like, what is that? I don't know. I don't even think I even need... I don't think I even want to think about what that even is. Okay, Arthur's dad, in his black and white decapitated... He actually looks a bit like Tyrone from the Backyardigans, actually, but it may actually be still Arthur's father, but in that way he kind of looks like Tyrone a little bit. Arthur's grandmother... What happened to her face? There's a picture of some child in black and white down there. Is that supposed to be DW or something? And what is is that supposed to be a dog? Like, what kind? Is that like a pug or something? Because I see a tongue, but I'm guessing maybe that's supposed to be like Arthur's dog Pal, only he's become like a pug. Yeah, I've seen enough. Yeah, the middle of the ghetto streets. Like so much stuff has already gone down in this video. Like, how long are we into it? Only like 27 seconds and already all of this has happened so far. Like, what's wrong this time? Okay, still the grandfather has that creepy as hell stare. Everybody has no... Well, maybe not everybody, I mean... the baby, Kate, has a mouth, at least. But the parents have no eyes, no nose, no mouths. Binky has been thrown into a trash can, supposedly. Maybe the grandfather, like, murdered him also, and, like, put him in the trash can. And, like this is also, like, perfect for, like, creepypasta. Like, who wouldn't say that? Like, honestly. Really? Like, really? like, oh no, like, I got an eviction notice, or, wait, is it Arthur that's got an eviction notice? I mean, Arthur could have got an eviction notice, and, I mean, good, I mean, who would want to live in a crazy-as-hell house like his, where you can get pictures of, like, your friends, like, all deformed, or, like, multicolored, or with, like, the Nazi symbol on their heads or something? Like, seriously, who would want to stay living there? So I think it's good that he got an eviction notice, but if it's me, like, in first-person perspective, if this is meant to be, like, some kind of alien, three-headed, six-armed Arthur, like, giving me an eviction notice, no way would I take him seriously. I'm guessing the eviction has really taken its toll on the family. Like, what? Like, okay, they're obviously in the middle of, like, some oil field, and there's, like, bags of money, and why is there, like, dead bodies all over the place? Like, were they, like, in a drug deal, like, because they're, like, homeless now, like, they're drug dealers now, and, you know, this was a drug deal gone wrong, so, oh, those other guys were dead, and they get to keep all the money? I mean, that's what it looks like.
And make things better by working together. It's a simple message, and it comes from the heart. Oh, believe it.
Just, what? Like Arthur was, like, really fat in one moment, and then his head kind of shrunk in, and then he came out his decapitated neck just like himself. And what's with the painting? Like, what's with, like, the water? What's with, like, the water painting? I mean, that's what it looks like. What's with his dad's face? What is going on? He completed a Super Mario level, only to be killed in a drive-by shooting. What an unfair way to die.
Well, that was stupid to do that in the middle of the street.
Actually, an even better way to have said that, Abraham Folks. Well, that was stupid to mistaken an obvious paved freeway for a pool of water after jumping off of a fucking diving board. I don't remember swimming pools being this trippy. And I can't believe I never noticed this before, but that creepy grandfather is taking a picture of them from behind what appears to be a bunch of bushes like a stalker. That grandfather is making me feel very uncomfortable now. I'm pretty sure in the original theme song, the heads that were rotating around Arthur's weren't all Mr. Ratburn. Okay, this is getting unsettling. Just what? What? What is going on here? Like, okay, first of all, Mr. Ratburn's head has four mouths, 4 noses, surprisingly normal 2 ears. Like, I think Mr. Ratburn probably got into, like, a really bad car accident, and he had to undergo some surgery, but the surgeons were very unexperienced, and they completely screwed up his head. And I think there's even a big eyeball in the middle of the whole thing. And, Arthur, I guess, is having no problem marching on top of that thing. Whatever it is.
Hey, DW! Hey!
An accident! Run, get some help!
I so vividly remember prevented.ca. Like, I know this is off topic, but just really quickly. I remember in science class I was actually forced to watch 3 of these disturbing commercials. Like, I'm not even going to give any links to them because they're really that disturbing. Like, they're like Final Destination, that's how bad they are. But I so vividly remember these commercials. I so vividly remember prevented.ca. And yeah, CA, I mean, what a coincidence. I'm Canadian as well, so of course I'd remember this. But yeah, and even funnier, I love how there's a reference to this. Like, obviously, I think the workplace hazard here was Arthur wasn't properly harnessed on his logo. He fell down, and he supposedly fell into a bunch of, like, barrels that contained flammable material, blew up, it blew all the Arthur letters off the screen, and everybody's like, ah, oh my god! And the guy's like, there's been an accident! Run, get some help! I so vividly remember these commercials, and I just love... Like, I know I'm supposed to be taking this seriously, but seriously, just out of my element for a second, I so vividly remember these, and I love that there's a prevented.ca reference here.
Are you having cake?
The rat who came to
Dinner. Crap. I can explain.
The rat who came to dinner? Isn't this the rat who shagged me? But why would you want to match the title? I mean, what is there to make sense in this video anyway? So, okay, the king and Morshoe are taking a bath together? Like, what? And when the king's like, I can explain, like, did like, DW and the king already have, like, a love relationship? And now the king's, like, cheating on her by, having a bath with Morshoe? Like, he's become gay? Like, what? I mean, that would explain why the king's like, I can explain. Just... King, I didn't know you were this weird. Dawn of the first day? Okay, that's a creepy dawn of the first day, like... I'm guessing those are basically supposed to be, like, Arthur plates? And it's surrounded by, like, apple cores and... What is this supposed to be? Like, dawn of the first day? And every time I look at this picture, it just... It just makes me think... Yeah, these are what dreams are made out of. Well, this is one weird dream. I don't even think it's even a dream. I don't know what this even is. I don't know anymore.
I was hoping school might be cancelled. I couldn't finish my dumb booty report.
You couldn't finish a one-page report about the booty?
Why, for any reason, would there be a report about the booty? Like, why? What kind of class is that? And I believe that the thing is from SpongeBob, I believe. Like, I may be wrong, but I think it is. Like, and really, that's all you wrote on your report? Just the? Yeah, like, final, like, test of the year right there. You just wrote the. Yeah, great.
It's too cold to write. Besides, where's this dumb rat even?
Probably practicing some serious skin tuba.
Okay, I'm gonna go out of my kind of acting element right now to tell you, okay, even after the best listening, like, I replayed this part so many times and I still can't figure out what Buster actually said through all the sentence mixing. Like, I can tell Francine probably said, besides, where's Mr. Ratfern even? Like, where is Mr. Ratfern? Like, where is he? And really the best thing I can sum up that Buster said is probably practicing some serious game tuba. Like, game tuba. That is literally the best I can tell what Buster even said. Like the sentence mixing was so butchered on, like, Buster's point, I couldn't even tell what he said. Like, best thing I can sum up to is probably practicing some serious game tuba. That's the best I can do.
Oh,
The no strings attached discussion group?
It's getting kind of late, Mr. Ratburn. Maybe we should go to class.
Yeah, damn right they should go to class. Like, why is Mr. Radfern searching up... No!
Oh shit, Alan. I could surf the web all weekend.
Yeah, I'm 18. Show me the... What? Why? Mr. Radfern, you are just a bad
teacher!
Oh.
What is that? Just what is that? What is going on?
Binky, put your shirt on.
You're gonna get more than you bargained for if you try to come to my chest.
If I were you, I would take a deep breath, then get my balls out of my anus.
How do you even get your balls in? Never mind.
Sorry I'm late. Let's jump right into work.
Idea!
No, but seriously. What are you thinking, Mr. Radfern? I just realized that there's actually 3 Binkies in this shot. Like, if you look close enough, you can see there's the real Binky, who's the closest to the camera, but the other classmates have Binky heads. I have nothing.
Bad news. The storm is getting worse. The building's lost.
How do you simply throw a sandwich at one's face, causing it to melt off? Like, what kind of logic is this? Francine's like, alright, Buster killed the principal. No school.
Arthur, as you exit, bring the history reading list to the teacher's lounge.
Oh, okay, Mr. Ratburn.
What kind of dysfunctional school is this? Like, I saw Francine making out with DW and one of what appeared to be the gangster kids also making out with Binky, who's also making a painful face like they're having a... I don't need to explain this anymore. Why is Mr. Radfern raising from the water with his erect horn?
What's going on, Mr. Ratburn?
Are you having cake?
Everything that's happened in this scene just has perfect creepypasta material written all over it. Still the first day. Okay, so it really all just was a dream. Like, Arthur was just dreaming about being in a school with a pedophile teacher and people's faces being burned off with sandwiches and being in a creepypasta. But it says still the first day, you ass-nads. Okay, that's not very nice. But another weird picture to go with the first day sentence. Like, Arthur has like retro colored human eyes inside his glasses. There's upside down frowny faces. There's some kind of writing, and he's holding DW's decapitated head. But their skin color is kind of like a rotted color, so maybe they're zombies. I mean, that would make a lot more sense.
What could be worse than dreaming that your teacher is touching your cock?
Having your dad touch your thought. Real. Good morning, my son.
Your son? What's going on? Where's my family?
Third is you.
Where's my family? They're busy. Yeah, busy dying. Like, I'm guessing pedophile Mr. Ratfern wanted to take his, pedophileness all the way and make Arthur his supposed son and murdered his actual family. I mean, it really explains it, and he did a horrible job at burying the bodies. Like, first of all, who buries the bodies in snow? I mean, people are obviously gonna find them, like, when the summer comes, and they're not even fully buried. Like, their legs are sticking out, and there's the obvious, like, blood in the snow and everything. And just Mr. Radford's a psychopath. Was that actually part of, like, Arthur's, like, dream in the show? Like, what was his dog pal actually, like, Mr. Ratfern's head at one point? Or is that actually completely reanimated with the YTP? Because, going out of my acting element here, like, the Awful Fawful, really good job with that. Like, very good animation with, Pal's head actually being Mr. Ratfern's head and actually, like, moving. Like, is that part of the show or is that edited? Because if that's edited, like, very good job, like, Awful Fawful. And there's still the real Mr. Ratfern with the knife covered in blood. Wait, what? Okay, is that actually real, or is that picture, like, hanging... Is that picture hanging from the top of Arthur's door, like, the radioactive symbol? Like, is he testing bombs in his room? Like, what's going on?
Arthur Radburn, are you having cake?
Okay, bodies don't rot that fast. And wait, it's winter, so, like, wouldn't the cold, like, keep the bodies, like, well preserved? Like seriously, bodies don't rot that fast. Okay, I'm guessing Arthur is probably having a hard time in life, and now he's committing suicide in an office cubicle. And what's with Francine up there? Like, why is she watching, like, Arthur, like, trying to commit suicide while happy? Like, why is she happy about this? Or, wait, she's not really looking directly at him, so is she looking at, like, something on the floor? Is she looking at, like, something on the floor or something? Like, why else would Francine be happy about this? Like, seriously, why? What? Okay, this picture disturbs me on so many levels. Like, obviously the creepy grandfather is making out with the grandmother, which for once is actually not that weird because they're actually, like, husband and wife, so at least it's not weird, but they're so old, though. Like, what? And clearly DW's, like, accidentally walked in on them going at it. But wait, why would they be doing it in the living room? Couldn't they just get an actual room? The fact that they're so old just really disturbs me. Okay, what is this? Like, Binky, like, fighting some monster in some downtown metropolis area? Like... okay, and it doesn't even look like Binky's even fighting him. It looks more like he's like negotiating with him. Like he kind of looks like he's trying to fight him, but just the look on his face and his bodily position just makes him look more like he's trying to negotiate with the monster. Like, oh, please stop destroying the city. Look, we're sorry if we did anything to you. Just, is there anything I can do to make you feel better? I mean, I don't know, it just looks more like Binky is, like, negotiating with the monster rather than fighting it. Okay, going out of my acting element again, I actually strangely like this picture. Like, I don't know, it just like the sunset above the clouds, and Arthur and Francine riding their bikes off of Mr. Ratfern's head. Just, I don't know, like the shading and like the sunset and the good like perspective, like Arthur and Francine riding on the bikes is like dark because we're looking at the sun from a first-person perspective, so the shadows would be coming from there. Just, I know it's not meant to make sense, but I actually, for some reason, actually kind of like this picture, actually. Just, I don't know, I just like it for some reason. I would never want to have a pencil accident like that in school. Buster's like, Arthur, help! I don't know what to do. I just murdered somebody. Can you help me, like, hide the body or something? Or maybe, like, both Arthur and Buster, like, killed that person and they're both deciding what they should do. I mean, I don't know. It can work either way. Get up there! Okay, first of all, I can actually hear the angry video game nerd in the background of these credits. Like, I heard him say, "Fuck! Get up there!" Yeah, I think I actually remember those two quotes from some of his older videos, but yeah, I know that's the angry video game nerd in the background of the fast forward music. But yeah, just, I didn't know Arthur and Francine were into vor. I mean, look at them. This fast forwarded music is really giving me a headache. Oh, what's going on now? Okay, so apparently the creepy grandfather face is now a spaceship. I don't know if he's meant to be driving it, or like his head has become a spaceship. And I think Francine and that other guy are meant to be in some kind of triangular-shaped spaceship, and they're being attacked by the creepy grandfather spaceship. I guess this is Star Wars only with, like, Arthur characters, or I don't know. Okay, I don't know who this character is, but okay, this guy needs help. Like, whose heroin addiction really gets that big? Like, I mean, I can only assume it's heroin. Like, why else would he have a bunch of needles, like, stuck in all over his body? Like, seriously, this guy needs rehab.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Now Arthur gets a chance. If you spell this correctly, Arthur, you are the winner. Spell preparation.
Preparation. A-A-R-D-V-A-R-K.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
A-A-R-D-V-A-R-K.
Arthur, that's incorrect.
A-A-R-D-V-A-R-K.
Arthur?
Arthur is spelling the word aardvark. Okay, you know what? So far, like, after all that's happened so far, Arthur getting a spelling bee wrong is literally the least thing I'm worried about right now.
A-A-R-D-V-A-R-K. 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 A-A-R-D-V-A-R-K.
Loser!
And apparently Awful Fawful is calling number 1 a loser. Like, why? I don't get it. I mean, I know he's the creator of YTP Cold. That was a frozen YTP, but I don't know if this is serious or not, but I mean, the only thing I can get from that is Awful Fawful is calling number 1 a loser. Apparently that's the end of it all. What did I just witness? I literally just figured out the meaning of this video's title. The Rat Who Shagged Me. Mr. Ratfern was the rat. Mr. Ratfern shagged Arthur because he was a pedophile. Now it makes sense. I just don't remember my childhood being like this. This is never how I'll remember it. So, what you guys just witnessed was the first episode of Taking YTPs Too Seriously with Mr. Chaos. So, yeah, hope you all enjoyed this episode. Please let me know what you thought of this first episode of Taking YTPs Too Seriously down in the comments below. Let me know if you enjoy the idea of the series. Let me know if you want me to continue. Like, give me some suggestions for which YTPs I should do for, future episodes. But the idea of taking YTPs too seriously kind of sprung up when I was in a video call with Abraham Folks a couple of months ago. Like, I decided to rewatch the Rat Who Shagged Me with him. Like, it was long after he reacted to it, but me and him were basically taking a more in-depth look at it. Like, I was pausing it like I just did in the episode where we actually get to look at these pictures and observe what's actually happening and, have, like, our reactions to them. I mean, I even said to Abraham Folks during the call, like, I wish so badly I could have recorded this, because Abraham Folks being featured could have also made for a good episode, and yeah, I just really hope Abraham Folks returns this Christmas or whenever he can, because he's a good reactor. I miss him not only as a reactor but also as a friend as well. But I mean, I hope he's doing good in college, and I hope his life is going okay, because I mean, he's a good guy. But anyway, okay, not talking about Abraham Folks. Yeah, so what you guys watched was the first episode of Taking YTPs Too Seriously, and yes, hope you enjoyed it. And if you have some ideas for future episodes, just leave a suggestion in the comments below. And I mean, I had a lot of fun making this. Like as I was saying, I got this whole idea when I was, doing the Rat Who Shagged Me closer observation thing with Abraham Folks during a Skype call, and that actually gave me the idea. And then I actually did it again with another friend of mine, Skype. He's another reactor, and he actually told me that it would actually be a pretty good idea, so I was even motivated to do it, so I not only wanted to do this for myself, but I also had motivation for it as well. So, yeah, that was the first episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Honestly, this is one of the greatest YTPs I've ever seen. Like, because of its craziness, because of its, sentence mixing, but its overall just trippiness, and the whole thing just feels like a rave. So, to Fawful, who worked on this, like, I know this YTP is pretty old. I think it's about a year old, or about a couple years old, but to Fawful, very good job on this YTP in all seriousness. Like, obviously this episode was just supposed to be like me acting like I've never seen it, and I'm being traumatized by this, or I'm like being kind of weirded out by the whole thing. But in all seriousness, it is one of the greatest YTPs I've ever seen, and considering it's about nearly 6 minutes long, that's pretty long YTP for a YTP with this much effort put into it. So yes, just Fawful, just very good job on this. It was trippy, it was crazy, and must have taken you at least like several months to make, or possibly a year. So yes, to Fawful, very good job on this masterpiece. And yeah, I hope to make more future episodes in the future. So anyway, this is Mr. Chaos signing off, and I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Have a good evening, and I will see you next time.